Big Shaq's daughter, Billy, is driving to the market to pick up snacks for movie night with her dad. As she's driving, a racist cop spots her. Filled with prejudice, the cop walks up to Billy, calling her a troublemaker and saying she doesn't belong there. Billy tries to brush him off and walk away, but the cop punches her in the face, knocking her to the ground. Little does he know, he just set off the anger of a legendary basketball player. Things get intense when Big Shaq shows up at the scene, ready to protect his daughter with all his might. Make sure to subscribe and like this video to see how the story unfolds. It's a warm morning in a quiet neighborhood with the sun shining down and making everything feel peaceful. In the middle of this calm, Big Shaq, the famous athlete now living a more relaxed life, enjoys spending time with his close family, especially his 21-year-old daughter, Billy, who is home for the summer break. At the busy market, Billy is out shopping for fresh produce to help take care of her family. She's tough, just like her dad, but she's also kind and loving. Before heading into the crowded market, Billy hugs her dad, a sweet gesture that shows how close they are. With a smile, Billy says, "I'll be back soon, Dad. How about I bring you some snacks for your movie night? Popcorn or maybe chips and dip?" Her bright attitude leaves Big Shaq smiling as he laughs and responds, "Surprise me, Billy, but don't take too long. I might get bored without you around." The playful conversation shows just how strong the bond between father and daughter is. After she parks her car in the busy market lot, Billy goes to find the freshest fruits and vegetables for her family. While she's shopping, she notices a familiar face. Officer Wilson, a cop known for his rude behavior and accusations of racial discrimination. He watches Billy from a distance while she chats with the vendor. As Billy talks to the vendor, Officer Wilson's face grows even more upset. He starts walking toward her, his anger building with each step. When he reaches Billy, he sneers and says, "Got a permit to be hanging out here?" His words are full of hate. Billy, unfazed by the officer's rude attitude, calmly responds, "Excuse me, I'm just shopping like everyone else." Her voice is calm and steady, showing that she won't let anyone intimidate her. Officer Wilson gets even angrier. "Don't get smart with me," he snaps, his eyes glaring at her. "People like you think you're above the rules. You think you can just walk around and do whatever you want." Billy, jaw clenched, looks him straight in the eyes, not backing down. She tries to avoid the fight by turning to walk away, but Officer Wilson steps in her path, blocking her. "Please let me pass. I haven't done anything wrong," Billy says, her voice tense with worry. But Officer Wilson doesn't listen. "Oh, you haven't done anything wrong? Then why are you trying to leave?" He crosses his arms and demands, "Show me your ID." Billy, caught off guard, starts looking for her ID in her purse. Wilson's patience runs out. "Hurry up, don't make me say it again," he growls. Billy feels the injustice and stands tall. "I'm not doing anything wrong, officer. You're harassing me. You're abusing your power. I haven't done anything to deserve this treatment." Wilson leans in close to her, his face twisted with anger. "You want to make this difficult? I can make this very difficult for you." The tension in the air grows as the shoppers around them start whispering. Billy knows things are getting serious, so she pulls out her phone, determined to record what's happening. Her movements are quick and confident, showing none of the fear she feels inside. "I'm recording this," she says, her voice clear. Wilson snarls, his eyes filled with rage. "Put that phone down," he hisses. "You don't want this to go any further." Billy, calm and unshaken, holds her phone up, her eyes locked on him. Billy refuses to give up, gripping her phone tightly. It's more than just a device, it's a stand against backing down. But Wilson, his patience running out, lunges at her. His hand shoots forward, grabbing the phone in one swift, violent motion. He rips it from her grasp and slams it to the ground. The screen shatters, the sound ringing through the air. Billy's heart pounds, adrenaline rushing through her. She raises her voice, her anger spilling out. "You can't do that. You're a police officer. You're supposed to protect people, not attack them." Wilson's eyes narrow. I told you to put the phone down. You didn't listen. Billy glares at him, her voice firm. And now you're going to pay for what you did. Then, without warning, Wilson's rage explodes. He swings his fist, striking Billy hard across the face. The blow sends her stumbling backward. She crashes to the ground with a sickening thud. For a moment, everything is still. Then gasps ripple through the market. People stare, shocked, as Billy clutches her face, dazed and in pain. Please, someone help me, Wilson growls, his voice cold. No one's going to help you. But his attack wakes the crowd from their silence. Anger rises among the onlookers. A bystander, fueled by outrage, steps forward. Hey, you can't do that! She's just a kid! Leave her alone! Wilson spins around, his anger flaring. Stay out of this or you'll be next! Billy's whole body trembles from the shock. She touches her swollen cheek, the pain making everything feel real. Tears sting her eyes as she looks at Wilson, fear and fury mixing inside her. Why are you doing this? Wilson's voice is as cruel as his fists. Maybe this will teach you some respect. Next time you think about challenging a cop, you'll think twice. Billy's voice shakes with anger. Respect? You attacked me. You're the one who deserves no respect. Meanwhile, across town, Big Shaq enjoys a quiet day at home. His phone sits on the table, silent, until suddenly a notification chimes. He picks it up, curious. Who could that be? He answers, and a panicked voice rushes through the speaker. Mr. Shaq, listen to me. Your daughter was attacked by a police officer at the market. You need to come now. Big's heart nearly stops. Fear grips him. What? Who did this? Is Billy okay? Witness. Officer Wilson, sir. The name sends fire through Big's veins. The calm, peaceful moment shatters. His old basketball instincts kick in. He grabs his keys, his grip so tight his knuckles turn white. Wilson. The name fuels his rage, pushing him out the door. He moves like a predator on the hunt. When Big reaches the market, chaos greets him. Billy sits on the curb, her face bruised, tears on her cheeks. The crowd around her is a mix of anger, shock, and sympathy. Some try to comfort her. Others shout about the injustice they just witnessed. Shaq's eyes blaze with fury. Billy, are you okay? Before she can answer, Wilson steps forward, sneering. This is your daddy. Guess disrespect runs in the family. The words are like poison. Big Shaq stands tall, towering over Wilson like a giant over an insect. His voice is deadly calm. What the hell did you do to my daughter? Wilson, feeding off the tension, smirks. She needed to learn a lesson. Maybe you do too. You think you can scare me, Shaq? You're just a washed-up has-been. The crowd senses the fight about to break out. People step back, clearing a space. Wilson throws a wild punch, but Big Shaq dodges easily, moving with the skill of a trained athlete. Wilson, frustrated, swings again. Damn it! But his attacks are useless. Big Shaq doesn't even flinch. He stares Wilson down, his voice cold as ice. Wrong move, Wilson. He said. A heavy silence falls. The crowd holds its breath. Then, in one swift motion, Big Shaq strikes. His fist crashes into Wilson with the power of years in the basketball court. Wilson stumbles back, his shock clear. The crowd erupts into cheers. People pull out their phones, recording the moment. They capture the sight of Big Shaq, the former champion, standing up for his daughter. Wilson, humiliated and furious, grabs his baton and swings, but Big Shaq is faster. He blocks the attack with ease. The baton clanks against his forearm. Wilson's eyes widened in fear. Big moves in. A blur of well-placed punches lands on Wilson's chest, arms, and jaw. Wilson gasps for air. Enough! Big Shaq doesn't back down. His voice is like steel. You thought you could hurt my family and get away with it? Not today. The words carry the weight of justice. Big squares, his shoulders, fists clenched. It's time for you to pay. The fight doesn't last long. Big's punches rain down like hammers. Wilson, completely outmatched, crumples to the ground, broken and defeated. Big, breathing heavily, glares down at him. You picked the wrong person to mess with, Wilson. Then sirens cut through the air. 3 squad cars skid to a stop. Officers rush out, their faces serious as they assess the situation. The crowd lifts their phones, showing the footage. One officer steps forward, his voice firm. Wilson, you're under arrest for assault and misconduct. You're coming with us. Wilson, weakly protesting. But he attacked me. The lead officer isn't convinced. He glares at Wilson. We have video evidence that says otherwise. Wilson's excuses fall apart. The cold metal of handcuffs clicks around his wrists. As he's led away, his protests turn into curses, but no one listens. The crowd remains silent, their faces set in stone. Big ignores Wilson. He turns to Billy, his anger melting into concern. He kneels beside her, his voice soft. I'm here, Billy. You're safe now. She looks up at him, tears in her eyes, but also relief. The nightmare is over. He pulls her into his arms, wrapping her in a strong, protective hug. Anyone watching can feel the deep connection between them. Billy, overwhelmed by so many emotions, buries her face in her father's chest. Her whole body shakes with sobs as her love, gratitude, and relief all come pouring out in tears. Billy, her voice shaky with emotion. Thank you, Dad. Big Shaq, his voice firm and steady, speaks into the silence that has taken over the market square. No one messes with my family. Ever. As he says it, the crowd murmurs in agreement. His reputation as a hero in the community is now stronger than ever. After the fight, the sound of applause fills the air. Cheers and claps echo through the square, a wave of support lifting Big and Billy as they stand. Billy, her face still wet with tears. You're a hero, Dad. Within hours, a video of the incident spreads like wildfire. Social media pushes Big Shaq and Billy's story into the spotlight. The clear proof of Wilson's cruelty leads to quick action. The public turns against him, and he loses his badge. Now, he's no longer feared, he's hated. A criminal investigation begins. As Wilson is led away in handcuffs, the same people he once bullied now jeer at him. Their voices follow him, a bitter reminder of how far he has fallen. The market scene slowly fades as the chaos of the day settles into a peaceful evening. At home, the Shaq household is warm and welcoming. Their home is a safe place, a comfort after everything that happened. Shaq and Billy sit together on the couch, watching a movie. Still shaken, Billy leans against her father, finding comfort in his presence. Then a playful glint returns to her eyes. She nudges him with her elbow, a small smile forming on her lips. Billy teasing, Hey, remember those snacks for movie night? I'm starting to think you just wanted an excuse to get away from me. Big Shaq, smiling back, drapes an arm around her shoulders. Oh, really? Sounds like someone is hoping for a special treat. What do you think, Billy? Popcorn? The scene, simple and quiet, is a reminder of the love and strength of family. As the camera pulls back, it captures the soft glow of the TV, the cozy home, and the warmth between Big and Billy. The audience, having witnessed everything that happened, now sees a peaceful moment. A break from the troubles of the outside world. And in this moment, they are reminded of what truly matters, the strength of the human spirit, the power of love, and the unbreakable bond of family. If you found this story engaging, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more gripping stories like this. Hit the like button and let us know your thoughts in the comments.